Originality. Living is a creative process. Be original. So, originality is something that is revered in Western culture and is, is talked about a lot, especially in creativity and that sort of thing. And the more original, the more fresh, the more new something is, the more power it has to make an impression on others. Well, that can be used from the ego standpoint, and then it becomes about competition more so than originality, And so I'm thinking more in terms of originality with your life. Like, life is supposed to be lived creatively. It is not supposed to be the same thing throughout your entire existence. You are supposed to have new opportunities, new experiences, and you can create them for yourself. But in order to do that, you have to let yourself be original. You have to let who you really are and how you see the world and how you see yourself and what you feel in your heart and what your spirit tells you. You have to honor that and be that. When you get this card, it's telling you that whatever situation you're dealing with, there is an opportunity to approach it, to act, to choose, to say, to create, to do something active in an original way that is true to yourself, and that it's an opportunity to face any fears that come up, because we are so, it's a survival thing. On a survival level, yes. If everything is the same, then we know what to expect and we don't have to be afraid. It's as simple as that. But the truth of the matter is that there aren't as many threats. There doesn't have to be, threats in terms of survival. We, through our originality, through our creativity, have figured a lot of stuff out to where this need for conformity when it comes to appearance or personal expression or love style or whatever, that conformity, it is a monkey-brained attempt at feeling safe, feeling like I need the whole world to be like me in order to feel safe, and it's just not needed. We can accept other people as they are when we accept ourselves as we are. And we're not, criticizing our look or our job or our sexuality or our, sense of humor or our creative abilities. When we're not judging ourselves, then we can let who we really are emerge. And that is always so much more interesting and, progressive. That's how something spontaneous and real and impactful. Because it's about, another card that comes to mind is authenticity. Originality is also, it can be a form of authenticity. It's original because authenticity is not really embraced in this culture. Playing a role is being this type of person, being that type of mom, being this kind of dad. It's just all learned behavior. So letting our, true authentic self out. When we do that more, then authenticity will be like, it won't be original, it'll just be the way it is. And so, we'll come up with other fun ways of being original, or, we won't need that. But the planet right now definitely needs originality, because we need to move ourselves and our world and our countries and our cities and all of the networked plethora of people and things and systems and things like that. We got to move it into a new and original and creative, life-embracing way. And that happens through you and through me being original and living creatively from the soul rather than from the head all the time. Now, if you're interested in traditional tarot, some cards that would go along with this is Three of Pentacles, because I think of that card as representing when you contribute to a group and you bring your own unique flavor to a group situation. And then if everybody's contributing on that level, then what you get in the end is something truly original, because it's a combination of these three unique, entities that makes this new thing. So, the Three of Pentacles, a lot of times that energy will lead to originality. Another card is the Empress. I think of the Empress as being, the mother and the energy that gives birth to things and ideas and people and, creative projects. And so, the mother archetype has an investment in nurturing and getting the best out of something. Whether it's her children or her, passion for painting or her relationships, it's about nurturing something so that you get the best out of it. And that dedication and that nurturing energy is healthy, and so a lot of times what she produces ends up being truly original and authentic because it has been properly nurtured, rather than having to turn to the world for validation, with the world being so unpredictable and people, not really always knowing. People of the world do not always know what's real or what really matters. So, when something is properly nurtured, then it can find its own originality and live from that place. I also see the Hanged Man as being an originality card. Since he is strung up upside down, he has a unique perspective on the world. And he's also not, he's not running around being all frantic and caught up in himself. All he can do is just kind of hang there and think about things and figure it out. And so a lot of times a Hanged Man card will show a need to kind of see a situation from a totally different perspective, or see yourself. And so that new perspective can ignite a real authentic originality within yourself, or within, the dynamic that you're dealing with in a reading. And then the last two cards, the Sun and the Star, and I think of those as being original because they do represent optimism and shining and being bright and really, bringing one's spirit through. And spirit is very unique, very original when it's allowed to intermingle with everything that the earth has to offer. And so I think of these cards as being the passive. The Star is more passive. It's more about going within and kind of paying attention to your feelings and knowing that, you can be shiny and bright eventually like the sun, but for now you kind of have to be more internal and reflective. But it's through tuning into the feelings like that that you come away from a star moment with something really special and unique, because without the feelings, life can be kind of flat. The feelings kind of bring more depth and balance to what we tend to experience in a day-to-day world, in the media, in a corporation or whatever. There's not a lot of, vulnerable feelings taking place. So the star represents bringing vulnerability to the surface, and that creating, something original. And then the sun is more the active of just shining. It's like a very, like the wonder child aspect of ourselves. And when we're living from that kind of place, very easy to be original, because you're being, you're completely spontaneous and optimistic, and you're not being weighed down with fear of what this person or that person or your church or your parents or whoever, are they going to approve of you? It's about self-approval, self-acceptance, and that pushing you to really be open and available to life. And when you're open and available to life, then new ideas, new inspirations, new feelings, and new opportunities can emerge in your life, and that can create a very original existence.
Let's cut out the melodrama so we can wake up the whole wide world. Let's make up and start all over and awaken the boys and the girls.